Hello, hello, hello. I got sad when the music came on.
Hey, hey everybody.
I
Hey
was like, I'm
Kimberland.
so fine. And then I heard the music. It was like everything just set in. So, hey,
And that's
y'all.
okay.
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Come on in. Woo. All right. Man.
we're
Okay.
going to get
We
through
can do
it.
this.
We're
We
going
can do
to get through it. It's going to be a very
this.
special, emotional, fun, embarrassing, cringeworthy in a good way show. But
It's
it's going to
gonna
be good.
be a moment. All right. Whew. Okay. Getting
Hi,
myself together.
Tanya. Hi,
So
Nikki.
come on in,
Jewel.
y'all. Start introducing yourselves. Let us know
Oh, yeah,
where
make
you
sure I
are
share.
watching from. Go ahead and tag some of your friends in the broadcast so that we can so that we can have an amazing time tonight and get everybody in here. I'm not going to be able to read these comments right now. So So, what I am going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and get us started because we have a lot to talk about today. Thank you all for being on right at the beginning. As we are here, welcome everybody to the finale of BrownVersations. We know we have been gone for a little while, right? We've been
Hmm.
on hiatus. A lot has been going on, and we really want to give you all some insight into what's been happening behind the scenes. Life has been life in a major way, and we want to honor that and talk about that. But first, for those of you that may be here with us for the first time, go ahead and shout yourself out in the comments. If you have been rocking with us for any amount of time prior to today, go ahead and type "Hey Beautiful" in the comments. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you to other like minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the brownversations that matter to us and matter to those we care about. We invite you to follow Beautiful Brown Girls and follow us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland, and I am an educational advocate, an activist. I am an intuitive melanated life coach. I'm a professional frolicker. I currently live in Medellin, Colombia, and I would love for you all to connect with me at Minding My Black Ass Business there. And tonight, I am one of your hosts.
Oh, well. Good to see you again, Kimberly. It's always good to see you.
Yes.
My name is Sam Jackson. I reside in Dallas, Texas. I am also one of your co hosts this evening. I am a real estate investor, impact advocate, forever student, podcaster, daughter of Barbara, sister to Maria and to Wanda, woman of God. Welcome back to the Brown Versation. We are really excited to have you. We're appreciative of having you here because we weren't quite sure how many people was going to show up. But thanks for coming to hang out with us. So yeah, Tanya said Colombia, like Colombia, Medellin,
Yes, Colombia. So,
Colombia. All
we
right.
know that it's going to be a interesting show today. So,
Waves of emotions. Oh,
yeah. So,
so understand, like Kimberlyn said, it's going to be a very interesting but good, interesting in a good way show, impactful, interesting, heartfelt show today. But we know it's going to be filled with a lot of emotions and feelings, as you can see, for us and for you. But we still need your support with your reactions, with your comments, with your sharing of the broadcast, and even giving us some stars should you feel so compelled. We would really appreciate it. So let us know if you're liking the content, how you're feeling as we're talking. We want to feel you through your comments and also through your reactions.
yeah. So, y'all keep them coming. We need it. Okay. We need all of the love that that you can muster up to send us virtually. So definitely keep those comments and those reactions coming. So before we get to all the details about what's been going on, why this is our final show, we want to take you all on a trip down memory lane. We have been doing this for 6 years total, BBG TV and BrownVersations for 5.5. And what we would like to know, if you would tell us in the comments, is how did you discover BBG TV? And what is your favorite memory of our show? So that can be over any amount of time. But if you will tell us that in the comments, how did you come to find us? And what is one or two of your favorite memories that you have of us here at BBG TV at BrownVersations? So I'm actually going to make this a ticker down here at the bottom so you all can go ahead and start responding. But we have a couple videos that we want to share with you all. So we're going to ask you to take this journey with us down memory lane as we think through all of this and reflect and just kind of remember from whence from whence we have come, right? So the first clip that I want to share is the announcement that we made. We're actually, hold on 1 second. Let me get it in here. Okay, so this announcement occurred on September 1st, 2017. So that is at the inception of this concept of BBG TV. So we have a clip here where we are going to hear from our founder, Christina Duren, as she explains what the purpose was and what the thinking was behind starting BBG TV. So let's listen.
Hey, Natasha. So our goal with BBG is to always be creating, unique and memorable experiences for women of color, that pushes pretty much the message of love and support for each other, for our culture, for ourselves. So that's pretty much the resounding mission of the group, is to create this fun social space and unique experience that we can come together in a loving and encouraging environment for each other. We're going to have a Q&A at the end, so feel free to add any questions that you have about the group that you maybe, not have known that I can answer for you. But we're going to go into our announcements. So the first announcement for Beautiful Brown Girls, since we started 7 years ago, we've been mainly a brunch club where people will have to come to the brunch to experience it. I'm sure you have all seen the photos of all the brunches that we do every month in each of our different cities, which have been awesome and amazing, and we're going to continue doing that. But from there, we're actually now going to be rolling out BBG TV. So it will be our YouTube channel that will be pretty much a central hub for all things in brown girl self-care. So our biggest thing now is focusing on ourselves. Like at times we get so caught up in everyday things that we forget that self-care is important, and we want to really hone in on that a little bit more. So with BBG TV, it'll include a ton of different things. If you want to head over to the YouTube channel after and be able to subscribe and join BBG TV, so you'll be able to get all the notifications when our first videos go up, you can just go to bit.ly/BBG YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'll be rolling out all of our new videos starting next week, which is exciting. And what that will include is beauty reviews. We'll be doing spotlights on brown girls who are doing amazing things. We'll be sitting down with experts to get tips on, living your best life. And that could be a relationship coach. That could be a finance coach. That could be a life coach. In all aspects of life, health and wellness, fitness coaches, just being able to pour into our community of, here's some experts that can give us tips to, live our best life. Sometimes it's okay to, find out how they've done it. And especially for our entrepreneur ladies who are building a business and wanting to learn from those that have accomplished it, we'll be able to highlight some entrepreneurs who have really, succeeded in what they've done, and kind of really can give you a roadmap on, ways for you to actually build your business and build your brand. So BBG TV will be all about self-care for brown girls. And
so I'll pause it there, and want y'all to keep those comments coming, right? So that was the beginning. Christina had this idea of having a TV program that allowed us to reach more women, right? We don't have in-person brunch chapters in every city. So this brought us to you all virtually, right? I saw quite a few comments that were like, found y'all during the pandemic, right? So it really just allowed us to be in place and ready before that even happened. So that was that first announcement, September 1st. So then we go to October of that same year. And what was happening behind the scenes is that I was interviewing for this role on BBG TV. I had come across a email, and one of my friends had sent me a message, and she was like, "Hey, remember you said that you wanted to be a talk show host? Like, this looks like it's right up your alley. So what do you think about this?" Right? So I see it and I read it, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I have fallen in love with this mission of this beautiful brown girls." I had never heard of it before. And I was like, I got to be a part of this. So I write this email and I'm like, okay, like, here we go. Like, this is going to be awesome. So I did a mock interview, and then it came to the point for us to introduce me to the community. So I'm just going to show you a quick clip from that, because I'm going to come back to this in a little while. So let me share that.
You were like, yes, I'm going to apply. Sign me up.
I was like, what do you say? Beautiful brown girls, I want in, right? I was ready, okay? All right, so let's watch this clip right here.
People, how did you feel like you got to, like, at what point did you feel that you had that spark that told you maybe it's time to kind of look into getting to be a better me? Like, what was that moment, if there was a moment that you felt that?
It was. So my 9 to 5 is in education right now, right? And very fulfilling. I love impacting children and educating the future, and it's just amazing. But there was always like this nagging, if you will, in my spirit that kind of felt like I should be doing something that didn't feel like work. So I really had to sit down and be honest with myself about what makes me happy. If I didn't have to pay any bills, if I could just do what I wanted to do all day, what would I do? And once I really sat down and thought about that, it was like, I love to be in front of cameras. I love to talk to people. And most importantly, I love to push people to be better than they are. I do not have mediocre people around me. I absolutely believe in pushing people to be as excellent as they possibly can. I will plan your entire life for you if you fool around and tell me you have a
So that was my first introduction.
I love it. Oh man! So you got the job, obviously.
I got the job.
You was killing it. You was killing it. You was killing it. Because how long did it go? Talk about mention some of the notable that you had.
We started BBG TV with Brown Girl Boss, and Brown Girl Boss basically is where I interview brown women who are doing these amazing things out in the world. And y'all, over the course of these 6 years, like, I have met some incredible women that, like, Oh my God. Like, I don't know if y'all know Kalila Wright from Mess in a Bottle, Melissa
course.
Butler, the founder of the Lip Bar. Coach Cass is our resident love doctor. Jasmine Fords has been on with us a few times and has become a friend of mine. We've had mental health panels. We've had town halls. I'm going to show y'all my favorite clip later on from Brown Girl Boss, but it was an absolute journey and pleasure to be able to share space with those women.
That role took you so many places. I loved the opportunity that you got with therapy for Black girls. Like, you're interviewing these women brought you to. I mean, while that isn't the pinnacle of what it is that you're going to do, but it is certainly a highlight in the resume of ladies that you were able to interview. So
Absolutely.
I'm so proud of you for that. So awesome. All right. So so keeping that momentum and all of those feels going, those heartwarming feelings going about how BBG TV's Girl Talk Live came to be. So we're going to go ahead and show you a clip of one of our most cherished episode moments from January 24th, 2018, our very first episode of 100. It's one of 134. So we did 134 episodes, had 134 episodes of what would turn into so much laughter, discussions, stories, and just also to include some very important mental health wellness efforts that touched our beings. I know it certainly touched mine. And Kimberland, you were leading that. I think you were the one who started that, and you put that in our rundown. So get ready to go with us to relive the magic of our very first episode. I say magic, but hopefully I won't cringe.
We've come a long way, y'all. We've come a long way. We want to know in the comments who was there for this first show. If y'all were there for this first show, please let us know.
I had a bad camera and everything.
Girl, listen. Here we go.
All right. Well, hey, y'all. My name is Kimberland. I am a success and purpose coach. I specialize in leading people into their God-given destiny. I'm also an actor, a model, an author, and an educator. I currently live in Florida, but my home will always be New Orleans. So shout out to all my Who-Dats that are watching.
Huh? You're from New Orleans.
Yes, I am.
Well, hi, everyone. My name is Sab, short for Sabrina. I reside in Dallas. I'm originally from Wisconsin. I do marketing here in Dallas. I do wine here in Dallas, and I do liberating Black women in Dallas. And we'll talk more on that a little later. But I'm excited to be here. So I hope you guys have a good time.
I was talking about my SEX, liberating Black women. Yes. So yes, that was our very first show. How did you feel watching that?
It's so funny. We have come a long way, yo. We was in the camera like this, like.
Yes, we've definitely come a long way.
That was so funny.
Embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing.
Is that how it feels when you look at it? Embarrassing?
Because I'm like, yeah. I mean, I just don't like to watch myself back or listen to myself back all the time. But I cringe at that. But it's growth. It's growth. No, but no, in all seriousness, it was just fun to. It's always fun to relive those moments because they will live forever.
They absolutely will. They absolutely will. So speaking of that, I want to next show. So when we started out, we were Girl Talk Live. We didn't have a name. And then we reached out to y'all and we were like, we need a name. Can y'all like give us a name and tell us like what this can be, right? So this is the episode where we revealed our new name. And it has stuck. So this was in, when was this? 2018, maybe? When was that? No, 2019. So February 4th, 2019 is when we revealed our new name. So let me get that clip up right quick. And here we go.
Guess what, guys? We have a new name for our show. Do y'all see? Can you see the frame now, Sam?
Oh, I'm looking for it.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, pull it up.
Look at that.
We out here doing stuff new and improved. So welcome to our first episode of BrownVersations.
And guess who gave us this name, y'all? One of our awesome, fantastic members or audience watchers or audience members.
Community members.
Yeah, community members. So
yes. So the winner of the, we had asked you all to submit your names and your topic, your potential names, and it was so many good ones. It was hard to choose. But we landed on BrownVersations. So we want to give a shout out to Miss Tiffany Malone. She is the winner.
So shout out to Tiffany Malone. I don't know if you might be in the comments or watching or if anyone knows Tiffany, but Tiffany is responsible for naming our show, BrownVersations. So shout out to her.
It's a dope name. It
really is. It really is.
I was talking to a friend yesterday about it, and I said, Christina, I hope you copyrighted this name, just because you never know what it can turn into. I hope so, because you know how people can be. And it's a dope name. It is a really dope name.
It really is. So that was our trip down memory lane, and we appreciate you all for taking that journey with us. Definitely want to get to some of these comments before we do. Well, let's get to some of the comments first, and then we will acknowledge. So we asked you all, how did you discover BBG TV? What was your favorite memory? So discovered during COVID. Tianda said, Jackie said, I discovered BBG through my local brunch chapter. She said, wow, that long ago. Yeah, like it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but in the same token, it does feel like it was forever ago. Like it's crazy. Tracy said, looking for more Black women interactions, just stumbled upon you via Meetup. She also said, I just love feeling like I'm in a room full of like-minded friends. Anita said, my favorite memory is making the vision board. Kimberly said, I found you all when I joined BBG after I moved to Florida. All the laughs and valuable info has been my favorite. Nikki Nicole said, I was looking for brown skin sisterly connections and I found you all on Meetup. Kalanda said, this is my cousin, y'all. She said, my first friend and cousin introduced me as the incredible co-host. Let's see what else we have here. The Facebook page in 2018 from Lakia. She said, didn't tune into 2019. Her favorite was the Spotlight segments. That's how she hooked up with the Lip Bar.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Jackie said, the cultivation of sisterhood and having a space to speak freely and share thoughts here have been my favorite thing about this platform. So we really appreciate you all. And there have been so many lessons that we have learned and so many people that have really stepped in to help this space remain safe. One of those people we do want to highlight is our resident guest host. Her name is Aisha, and you all have seen Aisha. She's been here with us in times where either Sab or I was not able to be here. So we wanted to give a shout out to Aisha. I actually know Aisha in real life. We were friends in Tampa, and she started out supporting the show. in the comments and always here, like every episode, and then eventually joined our team here at BBG and also helped us hold down the fort here at BrownVersations. So shout out to Aisha. Definitely go and link up with her and follow her and all those things. We appreciate you for standing in the gap for us in those times when we were not quite able to show up, or we were on vacation, or we were giving ourselves rest, or whatever those things are. So lots of love and hugs to Aisha. Aisha, if you're watching this in the replay, you're getting some love in the comments. Thank you. Thank you, friend, for being here and holding this mission so dearly.
Thank you so much, Aisha. She's always just a bubble or ball of energy. She always brings such a good energy and fun energy. So we definitely appreciate you, Aisha, for coming in. So ditto to everything Kimberland just said. So I won't belabor it, but yeah, definitely appreciate you, Aisha. And I hope you're watching, and I hope that you're swaddling your son in right now. I know she said she would try to make it, but we definitely appreciate you, Aisha.
So that elephant in the room, we said life has been lifing, and we want, we value creating this safe space and transparency, and really giving you all insight into the realness of life, as opposed to like the polished up Instagram version. So, Sav, I'll let you start, and then I will go after you.
Yeah. So I battled for a little bit on what I wanted to share with you ladies, but we always talk about, I wanted to be my authentic self, who I always am on BrownVersations. So that's what I want to give you ladies today. So for me, life has been like a really cute puppy paddling above water. You know how you're swimming above water and you're trying to stay above water feelings. Like I know how to swim. I'm not going to drown. And it started to set in heavy for me in August of 2023 of this year. I had some red flags for me starting to go off in March of this year with the prior W-2. And then in April, actually, April 27th, things really started to take effect on me, because in life, when you do things that you're not supposed to do, there are consequences, and accepting accountability. So Sab is currently dealing with those consequences, and I am committed to not letting this circumstance of my life steal my ability to live a life. Now, I know I had to have some delayed gratification in some parts of my life because of that, because of those consequences. And one was that I had not taken a vacation this year. Like I hadn't taken a vacation somewhere like I had planned to do. And that really killed me. During that consequence, I got really defiant, and I didn't initially do what I was mandated to do. Next, my days really started to feel like I was just going through the motions, and I didn't know what else I needed to do or who I needed to serve. My real estate business efforts were stressful and bleeding me financially until I got over that wave. Like, we're talking about the waves of life, but I like it though. I like it though. And it's not bleeding me as much anymore, but I'm still swimming, ladies. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm still swimming. I'm still here. It's my business. And my goal with this business, among other things, is I'm just so laser focused. And my goal is to build a future that I can be comfortable living and stop the uneasiness of retirement. Like, retirement is not my goal of my future. It's part of it, but there's just so much more to that goal of how I am actively working every day and now on my future. But I have this, ladies, I have this incessant desire to live without fear of worrying about where my every dollar is going to come from. And having goals is not just working to exist, and having goals of not just working to exist. Like, ladies, like, or working just to live, or going through the motions. And those feelings really started to impact my work. Like, I remember at the top of the show, I always say I'm a marketing professional. I liked marketing, but the feelings of just working to exist and working to pay the bills are valid, but I don't want to live waiting for the weekend. And those feelings really weighed heavily on me. And I talked to God, and I said to him, like, this can't be it for me. This really can't be it for me. Am I needing to like mentor someone? Am I needing to like volunteer more? Am I needing to build another stream of income? Yes. Do I need do I need a vocation change? Like, he told me to pivot. And I'm like, how? Like, I talk to God daily, even before, like, I talk to him daily. And he told me to pivot, and I'm like, how? And like, the uncertainty is scary. We all know, like, the uncertainty of life is scary. And I talked to my therapist about this, and I talked to her about everything going on with me at the time. And then she even said it was a lot. Like, I didn't share everything. I'll be here all day if I share everything, but she even said it was a lot. And I really I appreciate her helping me through that. But those aspects, had a profound impact on my psychological well-being. Like, I'm still moving forward, but I'm hurting. But I'm still moving forward because I have a goal. Like, it's this crazy desire. Like, I'm so laser focused on those goals. And again, I talk to God, and I'm trusting that uncertainty. And I'm going to go forward wading through the uncertainty. We'll talk a little bit more about the wading through the uncertainty in a little bit, but that's the space that I'm in. That's the space that I have been in since April 27th, 2023. And finally, I do have gratitude, and I am grateful. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I can have balloons to celebrate another year around the sun tomorrow, age 43. But I'm grateful that I have my health. I'm grateful that I can talk to my mother, my earthly mother, still, because a lot of people don't have that. She has been an amazing woman to talk to. And I'm grateful that I have my family. And I am grateful that I have been placed in a position to have learned specialized knowledge where I no longer feel indispensable. And I've been feeling that way for a while, to someone, to a company, because for me, like, I had this, I say it to myself all the time, no one is coming to save you, Sav. No one cares about your success except Sav. And it's on me. Like, I move in the it's on me mode, and that keeps me going. And that keeps me going through those challenging times. So that's kind of where my head has been for a while. And while you ladies have been my refuge, BrownVersations, beautiful brown girls, will continue to be my refuge. But you at BrownVersations have been a refuge for me every other Monday when we came on. So that's where I am. That's where I am right now. So thank you for allowing me to share this space. Again, I battle between whether or not I should share, because again, this is going to live forever. And this is a public online forum. So thank you for allowing me to share. I had to cover. All right.
Thank you for sharing. And it is so interesting that we have not talked timelines, you and I, but there's overlap in timelines as well as in the questions that were being asked to God, and just really trying to understand. So it is, I want to validate what you are saying, in that I have felt much of those same things. And I appreciate you laying that out. Um, and where do I
Thank you for
start?
allowing me to share. And what about you, Kimberland? Let's
So, let me do this. I told you all that I would share my favorite episode of Brown Girl Boss. And the reason that I want to share this particular episode is really along the lines of what Sab was talking about and what I'm going to talk about in a second. This episode of Brown Girl Boss happened in July of 2020. So July 29th of 2020. And this episode started a ball rolling for me. This is probably the most impactful show that I have ever had. This is Milana Snow. She is an energy healer. And right before this clip that I'm about to show you, she had me do this breathing exercise to get a hold of energy, and to kind of have this inner body experience. So I want you all to hear what I said after doing this exercise, and then I'm going to tell you what's been going on with me.
So this is the part where I'm supposed to be asking the questions.
This is perfect. It's perfect.
I don't really have words that I didn't realize how much I was carrying, right? And that stillness in that moment, like it felt for me like an outer body experience. Like I was no longer sitting in front of this computer, doing this interview, fully immersed in that moment. And then when I opened my eyes, it was almost like I opened my eyes a few times because it felt like I had to come back to here. I don't know if that makes sense, but short response is I needed that. And many of us clearly needed that as well.
Yeah, something that I'm seeing here is that it was really, really hard, and healing can be hard. I really, I think the wellness industry has done us a disservice because we think that it looks like Instagram. It's not. It's not always that. Healing is not linear, and it is not always pretty. But if we allow ourselves to take off that heavy burden by doing what we just did as many times as we need to, I promise you will be lighter.
I love
So that episode with Milana happened, like I said, July of 2020. During that time, I was living in Pennsylvania, and I had just found out that I was getting laid off um, because of all the trauma that was happening in that work environment. I talked a lot about this on my YouTube page and on my Instagram pages, but I worked for the Department of Education in Pennsylvania, and it was the most traumatic experience of my life up until that point. And it caused me to think about my relationship with the US and to really think through what I needed to do to save myself. I had not been that low in ever that I could remember, and it was just an incredibly trying time. So soon after that, in October of 2021, I left the US and I lived in Mexico for a year and a half. And then I moved here to Colombia in December 29th of last year. So just under a year ago. And Colombia has been this place that really has launched me into this space of healing. But I want to go back to what Milana just said in this video, is that healing is incredibly hard. And I didn't realize how hard it was because I was somewhat insulated from the realities of what had happened to me. I just kind of ran away and I went to Mexico and then I went to Colombia and don't worry about it. Well, Sav mentioned earlier that I had an opportunity to interview Dr. Joy with Therapy for Black Girls in July of this year. And I took a trip to Miami in order to do that. It was my first time back in the States since 2021. And it was a really, really, really difficult time being in the States. I witnessed things that bothered me at a core level about how US citizens treat other people who don't speak the language. I watched a man get arrested. It was really, really traumatic for me, but I didn't process it at that time because I gotta go. Like I got things to do, right? Keep it pushing, keep it pushing, keep it pushing. So I left Miami. I went to the Girlfriends Getaway in St. Martin, and it was just such an incredible experience that I had an opportunity to share and meet people in person and all of that. So I did that, and then I got back home, and I was faced with another opportunity to go back to the States for a contract. And as I was trying to do the logistics for that particular contract, I wound up having a panic attack, a pretty severe panic attack, which led to an even more severe mental health crisis. That happened July 25th of this year. And it put me in a space of not even knowing which way was up, not knowing what day it was. So many days I just spent just like looking out the window, just trying to like, where am I? Like, what's going on? And what I also realized during that time is I wasn't giving myself time to actually heal. I was trying to do what I had always done, which is stuff the stuff in the box, put it on the shelf, keep it pushing. You got stuff to do. And it wasn't working. It wasn't working that time. So I was trying to like, okay, I'm going to take off August and then everything will be fine. And then it's like, no, like you're not fine. And my therapist was like, ma'am, you need to not work. So September comes and okay, I'm not going to work all of September. So I don't. And then October comes and then I don't work. And then November comes and I'm still not working. And also still trying to figure out which way is up. Along that way, I also started dealing with a lot of my life trauma. I have talked pretty candidly about my upbringing. I've written blogs about it. It was very traumatic. And what happened during this time where I'm trying to heal from this racial trauma is I also started unpacking, or not even unpacking because it wasn't a conscious decision. Everything that I had stuffed down in those boxes that I was just like, I'll deal with that later, it all started spilling out everywhere. And what I realized in all of that spilling out is how many people that were supposed to love me in my life that failed me. And I didn't realize how many things I was just like, oh, can't deal with that. Just got to put that up. Oh, can't deal with that. Can't deal with that. And it became this space where I had to deal with it. And I am dealing with it. And this is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I still some days wonder if I'm like, am I ever going to be okay again to work consistently? I don't know. Um, it's I don't even know. I don't even really have words to process how tough this has been for me with this compounding. So I'll summarize all of that up by saying that healing trauma is hard. And I'm in my process of figuring that out and in my process of giving myself grace, and my process of learning how to love my inner child and realizing that I now have to parent myself because I didn't have those loving parents that people read about. I didn't have that. That wasn't my reality. And it's been really tough to face the fact of realizing how many supports I did not have in life. And it was a lot. Understanding and realizing that who I was conditioned to be and who I was programmed to be, and this horrible person that I was supposed to turn out to be, and all the energy that it took to be the person that I am today. So that is what's been happening with me, and asking those same questions, Sab, of like, God, this can't be it. Like, this can't be what I've tried so hard to do the right thing every single time. Like, this can't be what you want me to do. Like, what, this is the reward? Like, it can't, right? And I'll end this part by just saying, Sab mentioned like a metaphor of swimming and not drowning. Unfortunately, I have felt like I'm drowning. I described it to folks as if we were at a pool party and we were all laughing and taking pictures, and then everybody kind of just went to do whatever. And then I get into the pool and I'm drowning, and nobody thinks that I'm drowning because we were just fine. But I'm drowning in the pool right now, and nobody's noticing because everybody's like, oh, she was just fine. Everything's fine. And it's not fine. So I am doing my best every day, is my response when people are like, how are you? I am doing my best.
Well, thank you, Kimberland, for being vulnerable with us today and sharing. And I hope that in your sharing, this will help in towards, even if it's diminutively, in your healing journey. But I place you in my healing prayers to God. I placed you in my healing prayers to God when I knew everything that you were going through. And that, I'm not a psychologist, obviously, but like, I can empathize with you when people in your life, when you have certain people in your life that you expect, I feel like you expect you out of them.
That's
and
fair.
Like, I learned not to. We have to learn not to do that.
I know.
We have to, and I mean, easier said than done, but like, we have to learn not to do that, because it can be hard and disappointing and painful, and it can make you resent and hate those people. But let's take a moment to recalibrate and look at all the love that you and we in the community. This is why we love you, ladies. I swear to God, this is why we love you, ladies in the community, because you have just been you've been cathartic. Like, there are days when we would come on and we would be like, before the run of show, we would be like, we would like, and then as soon as that live hit, you ladies give us that infused energy. And like, you ladies just brought so much joy, continue to bring so much joy to our lives, and we'll continue, because like, the memory lives on. So with that, can we go forward? I mean, yes, we got to go forward, but Kimberland, are we feeling the good.
Yeah, because, we know that what we're sharing is not unique to us, and there are lots of people, women who look like us, and, thinking about this holiday season that is coming up
Mm,
and how many of us in our community are even spending time alone or can't go home or don't have someone to rely on, or there's been, some type of transition. Like, we know that you all are going through things as well, you know. Um, so we really want to know how y'all are navigating the waves of life. What are you all doing in order to stay in a grounded mindset and to prioritize your healing?
mhm.
And Sabah, we can answer these questions as well.
Uh, so how are we navigating and riding the waves of life? When I talked earlier about my feelings around the uncertainty of just uncertainty, period. Um, Again, uncertainty is scary, as it should be, but I am. It took me a long time to get here. I am trusting in that uncertainty, meaning like in my everyday, I don't need to know all of the answers to be. I don't have to know all the answers to do, but that's like what we all long for. That's I know like like I don't need to understand the whole plan to do or to take the next step. And like for so long, like I just needed to know. I was frozen to because I needed to know. I needed to know. I needed to have a plan, but we don't have to do that. We don't just trust in that uncertainty. And I'm trusting in that uncertainty.
Mhm.
Also, therapy. My therapist, like it took me, had been dating therapists for a while, but therapy has been a wonderful grace for me. Although I need to find another therapist. She was awesome. She's actually in Mexico, Kimberland. So I thought that was pretty cool. She was like, she don't have any plans to come back soon. And also, my saving grace, and how I hope this doesn't turn into an addiction, is exercising. I mean, I used to work out, but not as much as I do, like 3, 4 times a week. That is my dopamine. That is my serotonin fix. And I hope that it doesn't come at a cost, but like I enjoy it. I need that dopamine fix. I need it. And like I go to the gym and work out my frustrations and like talk to God and like I'm just in my zone. So that's what I have learned to do. So I'm doing something about it. I don't sit in that victim mode. Like I say to myself, don't be a victim, Sab. Just kind of do it. But then again, sometimes I'm like, well, it's okay to feel how you're feeling. But then sometimes I'm like, no, Sabrina, just pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You still feel your feels, but just continue to swim.
Yeah, keep swimming, as Dory would say. Similar
Yes.
therapy for sure. I love my new therapist. She is a trauma therapist as well as an expat. So one of the things with me, and this is just a tip to anybody who is thinking about therapy or looking for a therapist that gets you, is it was important to me to not have to explain things, right? So like I didn't want to have to explain why I don't want to go back to the US. I don't want to have to explain what racial trauma is. I don't want to have to explain those things, right? So I am very fortunate to have a therapist who shows up for me in those ways. So that is the number one. Also, giving myself space and time to feel. Feelings, I've talked about this before here on the show, that I wasn't allowed to feel when I was a child. The only feelings that were welcome were being happy. That was it. So I am learning how to allow myself, earlier I was just crying a little bit ago, like to allow myself to feel that in that moment and not feel like I have to box it up and put it on the shelf. So giving myself space to feel those feelings and honor those feelings and get curious about those feelings has been really good. Also, writing, recording. I have a podcast that I've been working on. I am writing a book. I just started a TikTok the other day because I really feel this call to share from a transparent and vulnerable place about this journey of healing. So that has been really cathartic for me. Um, and finding a community in understanding that I'm not by myself. It feels incredibly lonely, and my life, I just feel, just feels incredibly lonely. But knowing that through my sharing that there are people who need to hear it, and that the people who need to hear it are going to hear it and understand. So those are the things that have been helping me to navigate through life. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that I want us to think through is this concept of knowing when something is wrong, right? Because both of us kind of mentioned, so around this time, I kind of started seeing things, and then, yeah, everything kind of just fell apart. So, what I wondered is, how would you complete this statement? And this is also to you all who are watching. I knew something was wrong when. What would you say is your response to that?
So I'll start. I knew something was wrong when I felt burnt out and I didn't have a desire to move up a particular ladder. And another time, I knew something was wrong when I woke up crying. I literally woke up
Mm,
crying from a nap because I felt like it was too early to be taking a nap. I just felt like it was too early to be taking a nap, and I should be doing something towards my now goal to build that future that I want. I didn't have that focused goal in mind then, but I just felt like, again, going through the motions, like, what am I doing? Like, just go to work, go to sleep, get up, do it again, go to work, go to sleep, do it again. Like,
mhm,
and also I feel like I didn't, I felt like I'm not finding or not knowing what my why was.
mm,
And then, again, just going through the motions, feeling really it really just started to eat in me. I just really felt like, what am I supposed to, I just don't, yeah, that's, I won't go into it, but I mean, I did, but yeah, that's when I knew that's when I knew something was wrong with those feelings, like really starting to bubble over, like, cause I never
mhm,
had those kind of feelings before.
mhm.
What about you?
Yeah, I think for me, it was recognizing and realizing the brain fog, like not being able to make simple decisions. I also have been doing a lot of research about neurodivergence and ADHD and autism, and I have a lot of those qualities and characteristics in the way that my brain works. So when I started like noticing things that were once like simple, oh, let me make this travel plan, let me do this or whatever, and it was like, why is this so hard? Why is it so difficult for me to do something? Like, what is the deal? Or when I wasn't able to just get up out the bed and I'm noticing that I'm keeping the blind shut a little bit longer. Or it was a few things when I realized, when I kind of retreated to my closet, and it felt like that was a cozy space for me, and everything else was just so big and so loud, and I just would get overwhelmed. That's when I started noticing like something isn't quite right, like something is happening here.
And I'm looking at the comments here from other women, and it's just, it's so interesting to see that other women, ladies in the community, our stories are common.
Yeah.
Our stories are common. We aren't living alone. And yeah, it's definitely not easy, but we find a way. And I saw in a comment earlier about not being that strong Black woman. I wish I could find it, but yeah, I think we long let go of that.
Well, some of us are still holding on to it, you
You think
know,
so?
and I think we have to remind ourselves, because even that pressure to like feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, like that is
Yeah.
something I've had to fight every step of the way. It's like, I am doing something today. I'm resting. That's what I'm doing. I'm allowing my brain to rest, right? That is productive. That is something, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's like constant, where we just have to continue to remind ourselves. I saw somebody, I think, said something about like sound meditation and stuff like that. That's also something else that I've really leaned into, is
Okay.
frequencies, and thinking about what that looks like for my brain to feel at rest. And when does my brain most feel at rest? They say we're supposed to have a calm nervous system. Did y'all know that our nervous system is supposed to feel calm? That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, I had heard that and read that, and then I was like, I don't really know what that feels like. So I have been like seeking that. Like, what does that look like and feel like to have this calm nervous system? So let me ask one more quick question before we have a guest that we want to bring on for just a moment. But the last question that I wanted to ask are, what lessons do you feel like you've learned during this season of transition? And again, I invite you all in the comments as well to share, what lessons do you feel like you're learning right now as life may be transitioning?
Before we do that, they asked about your TikTok. Do you want to share with your TikTok in the note in the comments?
Oh
Are you
yeah,
ready? Okay,
it's
don't
my
forget.
TikTok is minding my Black ass business. But yeah.
All right. So I'll start the lessons, and I like this. The lessons that I've learned during this season of transition for me is that I learned that I can do hard things, and that your struggles or things that you've gone through, or the consequences that you face, do not define you. They refine you, and they shape your journey, but they do not determine your worth. And they don't determine who you truly are as a person. And it took me a while to realize that when I was going through it. So yeah, that's me. What about you, Kimberland?
This is hard. That's the lesson that I learned. We have to be prepared for the twists and turns of healing and the grief that comes with healing. I can say I was not prepared. I did not know. And I definitely feel like it's worth it, and I'm finally in a place to be able to see some type of light. But I think it's really important that we make sure that we are prepared for all of the potential feelings that might come with the decision to say, I'm going to choose to heal, and I'm going to choose to allow myself to experience this calm nervous system that they're talking about. Is work to get there. So that is probably the biggest lesson that I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I see, okay to step back, to pivot, okay to change your course in life. It's a lot of pivoting happening right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Really like skirt.
It's we swerving all over the roads. It's all kind of things. So We definitely hope and can tell through the comments that BrownVersations has also been as much of a bright light for you all as it has been for us. Sam mentioned earlier, this community has really been a highlight for us. There have been so many times that we are trying to get it together before we come on. And just being able to share this time with you all and share this space with you all has done our hearts so well. And we just value you all giving us your time and giving us your support. We want to bring on a guest, our chief brown girl, Christina. We heard from Christina in the past earlier when she was setting the vision for BBG TV and what that looked like and sounded like. But we also have Christina here in the present to give us some additional context about beautiful brown girls and where things are going from here. We also know that you all might have questions, so feel free to put those questions into the comments as well, and we'll address as many of those as we possibly can. So let me get Christina in here. Hello there, beautiful.
I'm here. I said we can't end without me coming on live.
Being on live is Christina's absolute favorite thing to do, you all.
Right. But I am here because, of course, I want to also reflect, as you all have, about this time. Watching that 2017 video, like, was did something to me. I was like, wow. I didn't even know it was 6 years until Kimberland said it was 6 years. And I was like, it's really been 6 years. And I remember receiving that word about wanting to start this live stream space. And excuse me if I get emotional. I'm breathing through my nose. I keep telling myself that. But truly, all the work that Beautiful Brown Girls does is centered around hearing from God and where we need to move forward, and providing spaces, safe spaces for us to be able to thrive. Like, we deserve those lives of thriving and living. And I really felt placed on my heart that we had done a lot, in the in-person space. And I'm like, there's more. And truly, virtual was the next thing in my mind. And live stream was where the new thing was on social media. And I'm like, we got to get on social media in some way to do some type of live stream to reach more. That's truly where my heart was this mission and this vision of a space for self-care, a space to be 100% yourself. Having that in the forefront of my mind really was all about more for us as women of color. Coming to the conclusion of us, sunsetting what we built. Of course, it's not going away forever, and we are pivoting into new things. But coming to this space was hard for me. It did not come, with, me making any rash decisions. Everything I do is done in prayer. It's done in communication with God to really lead and guide this vision, because I believe if He gives you a vision and it's in His will, He will provide the provision. And I lean on that. And what's interesting, recently going to church, we were talking about Matthew 7, which was building on the rock. When you build on a rock, there's a solid foundation, no matter what, And I truly feel Beautiful Brown Girls is built on a rock. It doesn't say that storms won't come, but it says we stay solid. And I truly, excuse me, y'all, feel that way. And I'm so thankful and blessed. After 6 years, I remember Kimberland interviewing you and telling you about this BBG TV. And you were like, okay. Sab was our in-person Dallas organizer at the time, and I was like, hey, I think we should expand, and I have this idea, and you all were like, yes. And I'm thankful for both of y'all, believing in what we're building and what we'll continue to build with beautiful brown girls. As you both have been super transparent in my own life, life has been life, and just thinking about this, the fill in the blank of I knew something was wrong when, and I knew something was wrong when. It was extreme exhaustion. It wasn't the normal. It was like, this is not normal. This is extreme exhaustion. And it kind of makes you take a step back. Things also have been coming up where work had become larger for me. My health had also become a priority for me. And I had to take a step back and really say, we need to show and live the mission of Beautiful Brown Girls, which is providing a safe space to not be okay and still be in community of women who say, I understand, sis, and I got you in the meantime. So I truly appreciate you, each of you sharing your stories, your vulnerability. This is not fluff for me in any way. And I say that all the time to you. This is real life. The backstory of Beautiful Brown Girls. I started this from moving from state to state, but also I did experience the death of my cousin, a Black woman who couldn't find her safe space in the world and ultimately took her life. So to me, and I say this to organizer, meetup hosts, everyone, this is life and death in my eyes, and creating these spaces for us. So I'm grateful to also be the one and us to be the ones to be the examples of taking a break and a pause isn't going to stop things. We continue still to serve in other capacities, and it is okay. I tell them all the time, we make the rules in this space. No one's going to tell us how this goes. And if we got to take a pause, our community loves us enough to let us do that. And hopefully y'all tell me in the comments if I'm speaking for myself. But I truly do feel we've cultivated a space of women who understand rest is necessary for us to really thrive and live. Beautiful Brown Girls took a step back of not only just our in-person brunch events, but looking at the Brown Girl as a whole. This year, we also launched our Beautiful Brown Girls Foundation, which will also bring wellness fairs to communities locally, as well as focus on holistic health, as well too. Sometimes we get caught up in self-care being this pretty Instagram, showcase of how life should be, and we're feeling good. And sometimes those dark spaces don't always look so good, but we know that they're there. And to be in community, it starts with also being whole within self too. So I'm so appreciative that the mission of looking at the Brown Girl as a whole has extended to our live streams, shows like Brown Girl Boss, which takes a look at all aspects of our lives and how we can boss up as well too. And then BrownVersations of being informed and educated as people of color, because things are happening around us in this world, and sometimes we miss things, but we want to bring it to y'all so you don't miss it and you take action as well too. And those initiatives won't end. If you have the mission image, you can throw it up just to remind the ladies the mission of Beautiful Brown Girls is all about creating safe spaces of inclusion, acceptance, sisterhood, love. It truly is. We got us. Okay. If nobody got us, we got us. And we will continue to keep those spaces available through our in-person brunch events. We will still be going strong. So find a local community near you. If you don't have one and you want to start one, there's a link there also on our website, beautifulbrowngirls.com, where you can start a local chapter near you. And then secondly, you can also find us on the virtual community. If you want to throw up that image, our members community is still going to be going strong. Hopefully Kimberland Sab will still be in there strong, staying connected with you all. We may not be here through a live stream sense, but beautiful BBG TV is still continuing. We will be bringing you still content that informs, educates, empowers, encourages. So stay tuned for more, but we know and honor the spaces that we are in right now and really understand that it is okay to pause when we need to pause and take the time we need for true self-care. So all three of us I know are in life's whirlwinds, and it would be ingenuine and inauthentic for us to come here and say it's all good, let's talk about what's going on, when we
Right.
know I gotta take a break. So hopefully y'all hear my heart. Y'all understand this pivot that we're taking, but you also stay along, for the ride with us and still stay in community with all of the ladies, including Kimberland and Sab and myself. I always laugh about. I'm also I'm the CEO, but I'm also a member. So you'll see me in all the spaces, being all the things as well too. So just as you are, I am as well too. And I'm just thankful for Kimberland, Sad. Thank you all for the 6 years. It's been incredible, amazing. You all have been such dynamic hosts, delivering, and truly, I wish you all were on our run of show calls. Each week we would get together and for about 2 hours, go through all the stories happening, what's truly important. Like, you all are so committed to providing resources for your people, and I love that, and truly wanting to see us live our best lives. So I honor you both. Thank you. And thank you to the community for being loyal viewers, coming in every other week, or no, really every week, for BrownVersations and BrownVersations. Y'all been on the ride with us, but continue to stay on and continue to stay connected.
Christina,
Thank
you have
you.
been the best woman, Black woman, chief Black brown girl to work with. I have learned such a great deal from you, and I value you. I value your leadership, your vision for bringing this organization to life. That means so much to so many people, and it's made an impact to so many Black women, and will continue to make an impact. So thank you for being you. Thank you for coming on and sharing, and thank you for entrusting us with this brand. It's been a journey, and it's been an absolute pleasure to go on this journey with you. So much love to you.
Thank you. And I just want to say, I look forward to whatever happens past this point. You do have this vision of seeing things before it's time, and having that infrastructure in place. So congratulations on this and making this impact. And I look forward to what this is going to look like in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's like, and bye-bye. So the inside joke with Christina is she's like, and see, okay, not really trying to be on the camera, but thank you again. That is the woman behind it all, the chief brown girl, the visionary, the one who has brought this beautiful community to life, and is driving the ship. And we believe in that mission, and have believed in that mission, and will continue to believe in that mission. So if you didn't hear anything that Christina said, let me summarize. Beautiful Brown Girls is still here. Though BBG TV is shifting and BrownVersations is coming to a close, you can still find community in Beautiful Brown Girls in all of those ways that were mentioned. The in-person brunch chapters, our virtual spaces, our Facebook, our Instagram, as well as our VIP members network where we continue to have these types of conversations from a very real place. So thank you again to our Chief Brown Girl, Christina. So,
Right. There you go. All right. So this last, no, yeah. I'm going to try really hard not to get a cup of tissue just in case. Okay.
I'm going to say let yourself feel, because I know the feelings are going to come, but let yourself feel.
So a wave of emotions washes over me right now. It's really hard to believe it's been, I thought it was 5.5. You lady said 6, but I'll just say 6, 5.5, 6 years, incredible years. Our time together on BrownVersations is coming to an end. It's been incredible. And today I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt appreciation for each and every one of you who have been a part of this journey. When I first started this show, I never anticipated the immense impact that it would have on my life. But what truly made it special was the unwavering support and dedication from our incredible BrownVersations community. Like every other week, you ladies showed up ready to engage, learn, share your thoughts. You chose to spend your precious time with us when you could have been countless other places vying for your attention. And so for that, I am forever grateful. Through BrownVersations, we have grown together. We have explored important topics, challenged ideas, and celebrated sisterhood. We have laughed, we have cried, we've shared moments of profound insight, but above all, we have formed a strong bond, a community that has thrived in respect, understanding, and the thirst for knowledge. Your presence, your questions, your contributions have enriched every episode. And it's because of you, BrownVersations has become more than just a show. It's become a platform for connection, enlightenment, empowerment. And together we created something really beautiful. And I want to extend my deepest thanks to everyone who has supported us along the way, our past guests, Aisha, our previous sponsors, our past producers, our Chief Brown Girl, Christina. Like, your dedication and commitment has made BrownVersations what it is today. And as we part ways, please know that the memories we shared will forever hold a special place in my heart. The lessons learned, the friendships created from girlfriends, getaways, and the moments of inspiration will resonate with me for a really long time. And while this chapter may be closing, the spirit of BrownVersations will live on in each of us. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you, ladies, all of you ladies, so much. Thank you for tuning in, for your unwavering support, and for just being a part of this incredible community. And I am eternally grateful for the opportunity to have been your host, and I cherish, oh God, I cherish these moments that we spent together. And as I bid you farewell, I urge you ladies to keep seeking knowledge and working on your mental wellness and engaging in meaningful conversations and supporting one another, because together we can continue to make a positive impact on the world. It's my deepest appreciation. I'm done.
So I will say, for SAP, these are the ways that you can make sure that you are connected. If you haven't done so already, do you want to highlight any of these?
No, everything is on sabjackson.com. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me here on Facebook. I'm not on the TikTok takes yet. I'm trying. I am on there, but it's like, but yeah, every which way you can connect with me is on sabjackson.com. If you're like on I'm still going to call it Twitter. I know it's X, but I'm still going to call it Twitter. If you want to connect with me there. But yeah, all my social handles are on sapjackson.com. And I'll still be in the Mighty Networks community. And yeah, I'm still here. And I will make it to a brunch. I have to make it to a brunch. I can't tell you the last time I've been to a brunch, but I will make it to a brunch.
So I want to say thank you. Thank you doesn't feel big enough. It doesn't feel like it really encapsulates everything. But I want to say thank you. First up, I want to thank you for being not just a co-host, but a friend. And I don't know if y'all know that Sab and I have never met in person. We have never laid eyes upon each other in real life, but through this platform, we've been able to support each other through some tough things. And I appreciate you always being there to listen and ask the hard questions and make sure that I'm okay. Um, and to the community, I won't go back down the list of thank yous that Sab iterated. I have those same, but to the community, I just want to thank you for seeing me and hearing me. I live this life where many people wonder what I think and what I have to say, but not many people see me. And in my silence, there were so many of you that reached out, um, messages of encouragement, support, just leaving me comments or sending me DMs and letting me know that you're here with me through this time. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for allowing me into your worlds, making space for the shenanigans, for the transitions, for the totality and fullness of who I am. As I mentioned before, I spend a lot of time alone, and this community has been very grounding for me. When I accepted this assignment, you all heard me say in the video that I played at the top of the show that I believe in helping people to be the best versions of themselves. And um, I wanted to be sure to do that with purity and with realness and transparency. I wonder often about impact and legacy. Those are two words that constantly float around in my mind. And I can see by the comments tonight, by those of you who have been on with us this whole time, that it has made an impact. And I thank you for receiving that. I hope that the lessons that we've learned together will hold us and keep us in the next phases of life. I absolutely will always cherish this time that we have gotten to spend together. And I do look forward to what will happen in the future for us individually as well as collectively. I did mention that I am working on some projects, so I want to reiterate where you are able to find me. I have basically been living in the space of minding my Black ass business on all platforms. So that is YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, and now on TikTok. Also, I have my website, Minding My Black Ass Business. I am writing a book, and I do have a podcast that I will be releasing that outlines and details what it has been like to go through this healing journey. So I do ask that you all connect with me and that you all remember to keep us as a part of your worlds, even though we are leaving this space. Remember us and remember we still out here and we're still living and riding this wave of life. So Yeah, that's that.
Thank you.
So, having said that, thank you all for hanging out with us, for loving us, for inviting us into your lives. As we always say, the Brownversation does not stop here. It
Right.
continues in our communities. It continues in the comments. It continues in the members network. It continues. And we hope that you all will continue having those tough but necessary conversations that we need to have in order to make sure that we really are practicing what we preach and that we really are living our very best lives. So we will be seeing y'all around
Catch you on the
and
flip side.
on the flip side. And we thank y'all for connecting and hanging out. Bye, guys.